Hi, today I am going to teach you power flow equation of a three-phase induction motor. Okay, so power flow means when we give the supply and we get the output. In between, how the power is been flowing and what are the different various stages and equations among the relations among those two stages. So this is what we are going to find out, okay, in this. So first, let us take P1 is the input power we are giving. So the P1 is the electrical here. For motor we give electrical. And once the P1 is given, what will happen? That is, we are giving to the stator. Here it is written. So input to the stator. And now when we give the input to the stator have some losses. So here, what are the losses? It has iron loss and also copper loss. That is, since it is producing the flux, and so losses also will be there. Now excluding these losses, whatever the output we are getting, let us take it as P2. So here P2. So the P2 is a power which we are giving to the rotor. So here we were giving to the P1 was given to stator, and now this P2 will be given to rotor. So in the rotor we have again loss. We have only, here you can see that only copper loss we are mentioning. Already we have seen, while we are seeing the equivalent circuit diagram, the flux produced by this is phi, and then the rotor flux phi, and here phi 2 dash, the additional current of stator phi 2 dash, both cancels each other. Okay, so since it cancels each other, we will not consider core loss, that is magnetic loss in case of rotor. So in the stator only we consider, because we finally we concluded that the flux phi remains constant. So the core loss will be considered only for stator, not for the rotor. Okay. Now after this loss, whatever is here will be P3. Here they have written PM, then we can write it as P3 or PM. Okay, let us take it as P3. This P3 is the output of the rotor. Okay. Now after this P3 we will be connecting a shaft. What do you mean by shaft? The rotor is rotating. Suppose by using that rotor, if you want to rotate something else, so we have to connect through the shaft only. So the output, the load, output load will be at the shaft. Now this P3 will be output, that gross output at the rotor side. Now in the shaft we will be having some mechanical losses. So this is what here it is. Okay, windage and friction losses. And after this mechanical losses, whatever the output is coming, let's say it is P4. This is the output at the load side. That is completely, it is the total output which is coming outside. Okay, P4. So this is the complete flow. Now by using this we can have a different equation, so that we will be able to solve the numericals. Okay, so P1, P2, P3, P4. This is the total power flow. Here, first one, what is this power we are giving here? Electrical power. So the electrical power will be, we know it is a three phase, so root 3 VL IL cos phi or cos theta. P1 is done. The next one, this is after the loss we have rotor input, that is P2. Okay, that is P2. Now we assume that is rotor input means the magnetic complete the power, the whatever the power we are given became magnetic power. In terms of flux, it is linking the rotor, and in the rotor EMF all induced. Now if we can write this rotor power in terms of mechanical power also, we know it is 2 pi n t divided by 60. Mechanical power is 2 pi nt divided by 60. In case if we want to consider the speed in seconds, so it can be only 60. Per minute mean then it becomes by 60. So let us consider per second only, then this 60 will not be coming. Okay, so 2 pi ns, no need to write ns, let us write 2 pi n. Okay, 2 pi nt. Now we have to think about which speed and which torque we will be getting, because now excluding the stator loss, it is coming to the rotor. When it is coming to the rotor, there won't be any further any loss, just it is an input. So here we have to consider only the synchronous speed, because now the rotor not yet started to rotate, and this is the torque, gross torque, total torque, there is no loss in the torque. Okay, P2 equal to 2 pi ns tg. Then here comes for the, then the rotor loss happens. After the rotor loss, now you get a rotor start to rotate. Now again you get the power, that is P3. Okay, mechanical power. So here also we can write the power in terms of mechanical power. So here P3 can be, again it is 2 pi n t. But what is the difference? The torque will be gross torque only, because still now the torque is generated. Now again there is no any loss. So this can be gross torque, but now the rotor started to rotate. So here it is not synchronous speed, it is a rotor speed. Okay, now P3 is there. Now after this windage and these losses, what we can say, the complete output is P4. So the P4 also can be written in terms of mechanical power. How do we write? Again it is 2 pi n t only, but here it includes after the loss. So here if it is a gross torque is Tg, and whatever the torque, we can say shaft torque will not be equal, or after some losses it will not be equal. So now what will be the P4? P4 will be here it will be a rotor speed, but here it is a shaft speed. Okay, so P1, P2, P3, P4. Now what we can do, further some formulas we can try to generate. Okay, so what is that formula is like, suppose if we want to find out rotor input P2 or rotor copper loss. Let's say we want to find out rotor copper loss. How do we find out? So what is rotor copper loss? It will be this P2 minus this loss, only this comes. So what is this? P2 minus P3. Yes. So when we subtract from P2 this P3, then you will get the rotor copper loss. So when we find out P2 minus P3, rotor copper loss is equal to, what is P2? This is P2. So it is 2 pi ns tg minus 2 pi nr tg. So which is equal to 2 pi tg is common, 2 pi tg is common, then here we can write it is ns minus nr. Okay, so this is rotor copper loss. Rotor copper loss is 2 pi ns minus 2 pi tg ns minus nr. So let we keep this as equation number 1. Okay, the next one we can find out, so now let us find out another relation. So what is that another relation? So here let us find out the ratio between, that is rotor copper loss divided by rotor input. So just previously we found the rotor copper loss, that is 2 pi tg ns minus nr divided by And here what is rotor input? Rotor input is P2. Here it is written rotor input is P2, and where we know P2 is this one, 2 pi Tg ns. So this cancels. So now this ratio becomes ns minus nr by ns. So what is this? This is exactly equal to slip. So here we can write rotor copper loss divided by rotor input. So rotor input we can simply write P2. So rotor copper loss P2 equal to S. From this we can find out rotor copper loss is equal to P2 into S, slip. That's all. Okay, so we get one formula, that is we can easily find out rotor copper loss. Okay, rotor copper loss is P2 into S, rotor input multiplied by slip. If you do, then you will get the complete rotor copper loss. Okay, the next one is, let us find some other equations. Okay, similarly, so these are the formulas. When we remember, we will be able to solve the different numericals. Then another equation, let's say we know P3 equal to P2 minus rotor copper loss. Yes, because see here, this is P3. We have taken this as P3. So P3 equal to this P2 minus this loss. Okay, now we just now we have found what is rotor copper loss. What is rotor copper loss? Rotor copper loss was P2 into S. So now P3 equal to P2 will be common, then it is 1 minus S. Okay, now if we write it as P3 by P2, then it is 1 minus S. What is P3 P2? This is a rotor. Actually here the rotor copper loss, this is a rotor output and this is a rotor input. So P2 is rotor input and P3 is rotor output. So when we find out P3 by P2, that is output by input, we can find out rotor efficiency. Okay, not the overall motor efficiency, we can find out only the rotor efficiency. So rotor efficiency is simply 1 minus S. Or rotor efficiency formula can be different also. So first, this is one formula we are getting, rotor efficiency equal to P1 1 minus S. Okay, is it clear? The next formula which we will be finding is, it is just equivalent to 1 minus S. So what is 1 minus S? We can derive this from slip formula. What is the slip formula? We can recall ns minus nr by ns. Okay, so we know slip equal to ns minus nr by ns. From this, slip equal to, when we divide 1 minus nr by ns, then s minus 1 equal to minus nr by ns, then nr by ns is equal to 1 minus s. So from this, what we can say here, 1 minus s. Okay, 1 minus s is equal to nr by ns. So here also we have rotor efficiency equal to 1 minus s. You find out using 1 minus s formula, or that is also equivalent to nr by ns. So rotor efficiency is also equal to nr by ns. So another formula. Okay, so where you can easily find out rotor copper loss and rotor efficiency also. We derived the equations. Okay, so you can find out mechanical losses. If suppose if the P4 is given, if the P4 is given, P3 by using the formula we calculated, then we can find out the mechanical losses. So if mechanical losses is already given, then simply next thing what we can find out, the overall efficiency of a motor we can find out. Okay, so the overall efficiency of a motor will be output by input. The complete output is P4 and the input was P1. So P4 we know what that is, 2 pi n T, okay, and P1 is root 3 VL IL cos phi. And now 2 pi nt means here it will be a rotor speed and this will be a shaft torque. Okay, because there will be a loss in the shaft. So once you find out this all, then you can easily find out the efficiency. So what is the use of this power flow equation? Is it is used to find out the power in the different stages of induction motor, as well as it is used to find out the different losses by using different formulas, and by making correlation equations between among all the equations which are available, but just by relating with one parameter to another parameter. Okay, and I hope you all like this, and if you like, please share and subscribe. Thank you.